get by Khamzat. He called him a terrorist.
Goes like
I can't wait for Khamzat versus Strickland.
Oh, how good did he look against Fluffy?
Strickland's gonna get taken down, but he's so well versed on getting up in his cardio. That third, fourth, and fifth round, if he keeps getting up, defend the submissions, that's when it gets interesting.
He does so many sneaky things on the feet.
No way Khamzat's gonna stand with him. He's gonna try to take him down.
But Khamzat can strike too, though. Did you see the video of Khamzat striking with Khalil?
No way he's
From the
gonna
locker
stand with
room.
him.
Here's why he can try to stand with Strickland, because he's not a knockout artist.
Gilbert dropped him.
Would win fights.
I'll tell you the fight that I'm really looking forward to, because I don't know what's going to happen, is Khamzat versus Strickland. I'm very interested in that fight. Strickland is a fucking nightmare standing up.
For sure.
He's a nightmare.
For sure.
What he did at Fluffy Hernandez, I was like, holy shit, man.
The body shot, the finish. But he made Fluffy fight. You know, he fights at a slower pace. He has his own pace in there, and he kind of forces the other guy to fight. His opponent has to fight this pace with him. I think the best chance is to blitz him, do unorthodox things, because he wants to jab, circle, throw a kick, jab, circle. He keeps a very slow pace. He's not sprinting or trying to blast you out of there. He just
he doesn't get hit
chips away, high guard, good shell.
Yeah, very good shell. His defense is extraordinary. One of the things he was telling me is like, I spar more than anybody and I get hit less than anybody. And that is true. Like, if you think about how much that guy spars, it's a giant part of his training.
Look at
yeah, he had a nice knee. He had a nice right hand. Like,
yeah,
he's firing in all cylinders.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's funny because I remember when Sean, when he fought, was it Jack Marsh, and I thought he had some technical difficulties in the way he was throwing his punches. Like, it was mechanically a little off, but he's cleaned that up. He's cleaned it up, and he's throwing punches mechanically sound, and he's got some weight behind it. And I think, man, if he shows up, I think he beats Khamzat. But he gotta show up, though. He gotta show up.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy fight week. Both men are going to be going at each other. The interesting thing is they know each other well. Like, he's been in those positional drills with Khamzat where he's been submitted, so he knows the strength of Khamzat. Like, either, and then Khamzat kind of knows a little bit about the awkwardness that Sean brings. Also, Sean's a pretty big guy, so that helps too, because Khamzat will be
obviously big opportunity against Chimaev coming up here pretty soon. What do you make of that fight? Obviously, styles make fights. It's going to be, I think, a different fight than what we saw against Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. How do you see that fight unfolding?
Nah, I don't know. I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm happy that Sean Strickland's getting the opportunity. I'm Team USA still, and yeah, I hope he wins. I think he's got a good opportunity. I think he's got good takedown defense. I think he's got good get-ups. I think he's got a real opportunity to win. So best of luck to Sean Strickland, and I hope he wins.
On Strickland, there's going to be some times where Strickland poses some resistance, gets back up a couple of times. Maybe Chimaev gasses out a little bit. This was earlier in Chimaev's career as well. And Strickland gives him some real problems. That teep to the body, frustrating Chimaev. Chimaev swinging, not really landing anything. Now Strickland's starting to stuff some takedowns. So this is going to be one of those fights where instead of us sort of seeing the du Plessis thing and being like, oh my God, he doesn't really have the fundamentals to stuff these takedowns or get back up to his feet against a guy like Chimaev, du Plessis still had those moments late in the fight. He had those moments in round 5. And Strickland does have solid wrestling fundamentals. You always see him in the wrestling outfit. He's always had good grappling in his career. He's taken down guys like Amavov. When people take down Strickland, he gets right back up. Like he does. He gets right back up to his feet. Or they don't take him down in the first place. But he always immediately works to a better position. And he has that ability in him. So it'll be interesting to see. This would be an amazing win for Chimaev if he can get it. But if he can't finish Strickland in the first 2 rounds, which I'm going to say maybe he can, I don't know if this is the same 5-rounder as the du Plessis thing. I'm going to think that Strickland might take this one over if we do go past round 2. So this is very compelling. I'm leaning towards...
As fight night gets closer, what everyone thought was going to be a simple clash of styles has turned into one of the most unpredictable and debated matchups in recent memory. Experts are genuinely split right down the middle on how Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland is going to play out. Some are saying Chimaev's terrifying aggression and suffocating grappling are going to end this thing early, while others are convinced Strickland's calm under fire, razor-sharp jab, and unbreakable.
And of course, we have a title fight coming up with Chimaev making that first title defense against Sean Strickland in Newark. You've shared the cage with Strickland before. How big of a dog is he in this fight in your eyes? Can he upset the apple cart?
I think he can if it goes to the later rounds and he doesn't get taken down. But again, Chimaev is a bat out of hell. He's a guy that comes aggressively straight away, and Strickland can match that probably, but we'll see. And they've trained together, so this is probably something that happened in the gym that we are not privy to. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But I look forward to watching it and reacting to it on YouTube.
You sit and listen to a breakdown like this from Joe Rogan, it suddenly clicks exactly why this fight is so incredibly tough to pick. Strickland's style isn't flashy, but it's built on layers. Constant intelligent movement, elite distance control, and that insane cardio he's earned from thousands of rounds of hard sparring. He puts a suffocating pace on people that wears even dangerous fighters down, making guys like Anthony Hernandez look completely out of their element. And that lead leg people love to call a weakness? Strickland actually manages it really well with smart defensive habits, like that quick lift Alex Pereira himself called out as one of his most effective tricks.
Understanding of distance, timing, pattern recognition, you're constantly in there, moving around.
Right.
It's like, and then there's also the cardio that comes from sparring.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like, because his cardio is almost entirely based on sparring. And, man, that motherfucker doesn't get tired in there.
Right.
And the Fluffy fight was like, I thought Fluffy was going to be a problem. I'm like, Fluffy's really good, man. You think he submitted Adolfo Vieira. He's got all this fucking crazy cardio. He puts a pace on guys, and Strickland made it look like he just did not belong in there.
He's so heavy on that front foot, though. I can't believe guys aren't smashing that calf, man.
I know. Well, he's hard to hit, man. And he also knows how to do that fucking... that hacky sack thing where, you know, like you're bending your knee upwards. You know what I mean?
To check it?
Yeah, well, you don't even check it. You just kind of like relax your leg and lift it up. You know who showed me that is Alex Pereira. He's like, instead of checking it, it was like, if you check it.
When you add that perspective in, especially after hearing D. Thomas break it down so clearly, this entire matchup becomes even more fascinating. Most people still see Chimaev as the dominant favorite, but there's a very strong argument that Strickland's unorthodox pressure, rock-solid takedown defense, and relentless pace could create real headaches for him. If Strickland can survive that early storm, force some scrambles, and start getting his jab and front kicks going, this fight could quickly turn into something completely different from the one-sided beatdown a lot of fans are expecting right now.
Khamzat. By the way, that Sean Strickland-Khamzat fight, who do you think is going to win that one? Because obviously a lot of people are picking Khamzat. He's just so dominant, but out of all the options, Sean does have great wrestling takedown defense, and also he's got great shots to the body, and he's very awkward to fight. Good cardio too.
Yeah, I think honestly, you know, if you were to ask me before the Fluffy fight,
yeah,
I would have said there's no way. I think Sean's great, but you know, he's just going to be another victim for Khamzat. But after watching him fight Fluffy up close and personal, again, cage side, man, I think Sean could pull this off, man. I'm actually thinking if that Sean Strickland shows up, I think he pulls this off, man. I think he defends a couple shots. He will get taken down, but I think he gets back to his feet. And then if he can get his jab going, his jab and those teep kicks going, because what Sean does well naturally is already a good defense towards a guy like Khamzat. Mm-hmm. And it's not like he's got to do anything different. Just what he does good naturally is already a good start for beating a guy like Khamzat. So him adding on to that, I think, man, if the guy who fought Fluffy shows up, he beats.
He goes on to say that if Strickland keeps up that approach, he could make the fight even more difficult for Chimaev. By using his pace and awkward angles to frustrate Chimaev, absorbing the early pressure, and consistently turning exchanges in his favor, Strickland can slowly shift the momentum. With every jab, front kick, and perfectly timed defense, he chips away at what many expect to be a one-sided fight, transforming it into a true test of strategy, endurance, and composure from start to finish.
What was it up close that impressed you the most?
His jab. You know, when we talk, everybody talks about he's just jabbing, but man, that jab was a thump, man. He looked like Larry Holmes. He was like Larry.
Really?
He looked like the
Wow.
white Larry Holmes with that jab. Like, and I'm telling you, because like most people when they jab, it's just kind of like a flick jab or it's stiff, but it doesn't land. But the way Sean was throwing it, coming from low and high, it was heavy. It had mass behind it. And every time Fluffy blocked it, you saw Fluffy felt it. Even when he was blocking it, he felt that jab, and it really deterred Fluffy from shooting. And I was like, yo, I never knew Sean had a jab like that. I thought it was just a regular jab, but that jab was thumping.
Says if Strickland stays disciplined with that approach, he can actually make this fight extremely uncomfortable for Chimaev. By using his pace and those awkward angles to frustrate him, absorbing the early pressure, and consistently winning the small exchanges, Strickland can slowly shift the momentum round by round. Every clean jab, every sharp front kick, and every perfectly timed defensive move chips away at what most people assume will be an easy night for Chimaev. What looks like a quick finish on paper could turn into a long, gritty...
Well, I've wanted Sean Strickland to get his chance to reclaim his world championship, and I think that him and Chimaev has a really interesting backstory. They have two vastly different opinions of when they used to train together. Certainly there was a witness, certainly there was some people that saw this that will eventually come out. I think that that's a lot of fun. So for right now, the matches that are signed, I like Chimaev and Strickland.
Who do you favor?
Well, I think that Strickland can definitely beat him. Strickland's beaten everybody in the world at one point, and then there's always been like these questions around Chimaev. Where's he been? What's with the long delays? You know, that used to be his shtick, is that he'll fight today and then he'll fight you again tomorrow, and he'll fight at this weight class and he'll drop to a different weight class. And now we've seen some breaks in there, and I don't know what's behind those. I don't know if it's injury or lack of motivation or just opportunity, but I think those two getting matched up was the...
Then Chael Sonnen comes in with his usual no-nonsense insight and explains why this matchup is way more than just another fight on the card. Strickland is stepping into the cage battle-hardened, with impressive wins over high-level competition, while Chimaev brings that chaotic, explosive style, but also carries some legitimate question marks because of his long layoffs. Those breaks raise real doubts about his timing, motivation, and consistency. Sonnen also points out the massive contrast in their personalities and career paths, which adds an extra layer of intrigue. This one feels just as interesting outside the cage as it promises to be once the door locks. What makes Strickland so unpredictable, as his coach Eric Nixick explains, is that he refuses to overthink his opponents. Even against a monster like Alex Pereira, the first time Strickland really watched tape was a quick 5-minute iPad session during weight cuts. He keeps it simple, reacts on instinct, and trusts his natural fight IQ once the cage door closes. Mentally, both fighters are keeping it professional this week. No crazy theatrics, no face-off mind games. As the coach put it, they're both just focused on staying out of trouble and letting the fight do the talking. The entourages can try to create drama all they want, but these two are saving every bit of energy for what actually matters inside the octagon. That calm focus, combined with Strickland's instincts and Chimaev's raw pressure, is setting up a fight where momentum can swing in a single second. And no matter who walks out with the win, this clash is going to have huge implications for the middleweight division. The winner is likely headed straight toward Israel Adesanya next, which means every single exchange in this fight could reshape the title picture for months to come. How do you guys see this one playing out? Drop your prediction in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss the latest breakdowns and fight analysis.